What's going on, buddy? Good hit last night.
Hey, thank you. Drop one in there, a little RBI. I'll take it.
Yeah, right on, man. We've been watching. How's everything going, bud? You know, I know you guys been busy, but last night was a good one.
Yeah. Got back, strung a couple wins together, which is good. We got LA coming in town, which will be a big series for us, and then we'll round it out with Cincinnati before the break. So, you know, we're trying to finish strong here, throw a couple more wins up, and ride into the break hot.
And how about the fact, because there has been a lot of discussion about the bottom half of the order and the fact that you guys, a bunch of you guys, 4 or 5 of you, really leading the offensive attack last night and coming through for the team?
You know, that's kind of the game of baseball. You know, you have your big boppers that get paid the big bucks up top that do most of your damage, but, you know, sometimes – And well, you know, really all the time baseball is a team game, but sometimes you really do need every single guy on the roster to come through and produce to get a win, and that's what it was last night.
You went through a stretch where you were hitting balls hard but right at guys, or a great play was made. Last night, you hit them where they weren't, and you drove in a run. Can something like that kind of change the course? Can it be like a little flare shot suddenly kind of balances things out and sets the way for you to get going?
I hope so. I got a lot to balance out, so I hope these little flare shots keep adding up, because I've hit a lot of balls hard the last month and a half that haven't been finding any holes. But you know, so I'm just going to keep going at it, keep working, and hopefully the work I put in and my preparation will start paying off.
And also the sage. I think the fact that Miles Michaelis, he kind of put the positive vibrations out there by walking around with sage. I know you.
Do you like that sage though, Kiz? I mean, because look, it's kind of gross. We had an argument about this, and I'm like, I don't think that. Yeah, it's probably good for him. It's good mojo for Miles, but it really smells like crap.
You know what? About this time, I'll smell anything, do anything to get a couple hits and get a couple wins. I'll do anything it takes. So I like it. I might start taking a sage smoke shower every day before the game if that's what it takes.
Anything to get it done.
I guess he's right on that, Jimmy. I guess he's right.
Of course he's right.
Hey, of course he's right.
And Miles has been really good all season long. Hadn't gotten a ton of offensive support, but how good is that guy? Because like last night, had the fastball working, breaking stuff. I mean, he can operate around the strike zone as well as anyone. But last night, you know, he said the fastball early. He said the slider was discovered later in the game, but it doesn't matter to him because he figures that away.
Yeah, I heard him in his interview say that I was scared to call a slider after we gave up that home run. And I was scared. That's true, because it was just kind of spinning in there, and I'm like, well, you know, he's got like 10 other pitches we could throw. We don't have to use the slider. So we went away from it, and in between innings and his warm-up pitches, he was really working. He was throwing like all sliders, working to try to find it, and then finally found it like the fourth or the fifth. And then we started using it, and then really at that point they had no shot because he was clicking on all cylinders.
How about Helsley getting the All-Star nod? I mean, seeing that guy, first of all, he's coming off surgery for his knee and his elbow, but I can't imagine catching that guy. Like Hicks, I can't imagine catching him, or Helsley. They both have stuff, but they can also throw at 103 miles an hour.
Yeah, no, it's definitely coming in pretty quick. If you blink, you're going to miss it. But no, it's well-deserved for Helsley. I think, you know, he didn't have the year he wanted last year, you know, with some injuries and stuff like that. But to get healthy this offseason, to kind of put in the work that he did with his pitch shape and really working on his fastball in the offseason, working on his spin efficiency and all of those pitching lingo things. You know, he came out this year and absolutely has been lights out for us all year. And like I said, well-deserved. You know, we love having him out there in the ninth. So
here's my thing. You guys have played a lot of games in, you know, pretty much every day with the travel and everything. Like they call them dog days. And I'm not trying to I know you guys are well compensated and you fly private and everything. But it's been a grind. And I can sense that, you know, it does take its toll on a team in terms of fatigue and everything. I know like you get in 2:30 in the morning, a game the next day. Is that a challenge to get through that?
It's what we were groomed to do. The travel is a whole lot easier in the big leagues than taking a 16-hour bus ride through the night with, you're sleeping on a charter bus. It's definitely easier now. I think things do add up on you a little bit here and there. It's just the daily grind of playing baseball. It's nothing that I think anybody would ever complain about. Or say that, they're super tired because of the schedule. But I think we have had a tough schedule this year with some late travel days, some early games, and, not getting a lot of off days because of we've had a couple makeup days and stuff like that. But the schedule's the schedule. Our job is to show up ready to play, and, that's what we do.
It does take a toll on you, though. And look, when you fly so much, it doesn't matter if you're in a private jet. Sometimes you got to fly right through the storm. No. Sometimes you got to fly.
This is coming from Mr. Private Jet. By the way, Kiz, Cam only flies private. No.
He's
too good for Southwest.
I don't have the money. No. My buddies do. It doesn't matter. Here's the point.
No, it does matter. You fly private because your friends are all filthy rich.
Okay, whatever. Don't listen to them, kids. But my point is, though, how are you at flying? Does you ever get concerned? Because I was so dramatic. It was crazy, man. I'd go through different stages with it. And have you flown through anything really bad like the last couple of years where the the plane goes kind of crazy? It's going to happen eventually.
I don't mind flying. I mean, I don't love it. I don't think anybody really enjoys flying. But I don't mind it. It's just what you got to do. We have a good we have a nice plane, and we got stuff on the plane to do that kind of takes your mind off of it. But as far as flying through a storm or something like that, I don't think we've experienced any life-threatening situations in the air.
Kiz, this is kind of a big picture question. I'm 40, but I consider myself old school. And I've done some stories on some high school baseball players around town where now they're at these facilities where they're pitching off a mound, but there's an iPad right next, and they have velocity, and they have every number and every data point right there. You were talking about pitch comm and pitch efficiency, and you got all this technology. You got something on your knee guards that you're pressing. You got iPads. You got data, and part of me hates that. I don't know, growing up like playing catch with your buddy, and then when I see these high school kids and they're throwing with technology as teenagers, and then you get to the big leagues and it's all about iPads, I don't know. I'm sure it's great for playing the game, but I don't like some of it.
Here's the thing. Baseball is an old school game. It really is. And I think some of that, like, old school baseball should be preserved. I do believe that. But at the same time, baseball players are always looking for the edge, really more so than any other sport. Guys are always looking for the next thing to make them better. And right now that thing is technology. So I think that's why it's so widespread in the game now is you have to know the data, the analytics behind everything you do in order to make sure you're doing things right. And a lot of that is, what you're being graded on and judged on and scouted on nowadays. So I think that's the reason why it's so widespread. But like I said, I do think, baseball should. I think there's a place for technology, and I think there's not a place for it.
So here's my thing with pitch comm. I get the benefits of it, and part of it, part of the equation they say is that the pitcher can deliver the pitch and not give the batter a lot of time to prepare or even think about it or get ready. But by the same token, the unintended consequence for a pitcher who might be more old school, part of their rhythm and part of the way they've played baseball their whole life is, shaking off signs or looking in. And I think there might be a negative for some pitchers not being in their rhythm because of pitch comm. How do you look at that?
It's tough because there's aspects of the pitch comm I like, aspects I don't like. And, if you have a guy with a lot of pitches that he has a very specific idea of what he wants to throw, sometimes it does take a little bit longer to click the button, hold the button for the location, they shake, then you got to go to the next pitch. So I think at times it can slow it down, but I think for the most part it's relatively quick because I can start giving signs before he even gets on the mound. So I think, as long as we're using it the right way, I think the pace should work pretty good. Also, one thing I do like about the PitchCom is there's more specific locations, like middle inside, high outside, high inside, high middle, low outside, low middle. So you have all the 9 areas in the zone. I think that is one thing I like because a lot of our staff, mainly our starters, are guys that like to throw with command. So to be able to specify I want it middle inside instead of low inside it's important, especially on a lot of hitters. So I think that aspect of it I really do like.
Well, keep burning that sage, because it's working. Got some big games coming up here, man. We'll be watching and rooting for you.
All right, sounds good. Thank you.
Thanks,
right on, buddy.
See you, buddy.
See you, bud.
See you guys.
Andrew Knizner with the hit the other night. Got some big games coming up here. He's a nice kid. I suck at asking questions sometimes. I didn't really make a point on that question.
Why do you say that?
Because if you travel, like you're always going to get yourself in everybody has a story of a plane ride that goes kind of crazy because you travel so much. But I think in the wintertime, it's a lot different than flying in the summer. Because
You're fine. See, a question like that could, if there isn't a story, it's just a question that.
He's laughing at me.
But there could be. He could have said, "No, there was that flight,"
Yeah, I know.
But then I might have told you about it already because I'm generally on most of
That's the other dumb part of it.
I would have said, "Oh my
How would you
goodness."
have gotten the holiday fire story yesterday without
There you go.
inquisitive questions?
How was your 4th of July?
Bingo.
Sometimes you have to simplify things.
Yeah, good point.
Yep.
Which, by the way, the holiday audio story did terrible on YouTube. You know why? Because you need the visual. This is a visual medium we're talking about.
Post it. It doesn't matter.
We're
Post
talking about a visual
You're right.
medium. You need to see the flames
I know.
engulfing the grass.
So are you complaining that Holiday wouldn't allow it?
No, I don't care, but I knew it wouldn't do well.
Yeah.
What if you had the
What
video?
if you had the video, you think?
I think everybody watches the video.
Yeah, I think
if
you're
you
right.
click on a YouTube link and the first thing you see is a cover page with audio, a lot of people are immediately leaving.
Yeah. Unless it's a stand-up comedy or it's a podcast or it's a long one where you can put in your pocket and stuff like that. But if it's about something I want to see, then I'm not looking.
Not only that, but fires, it's like the train wreck, it's like the car crash. You can't not watch. Like if you see fire burning and growing, you have to see it to the end of the video because you're thinking, does this bring down the neighborhood?
Yeah.
Then you're also attaching it to a celebrity, a sports celebrity like Holiday. People are going to click on that like crazy. By the way, the Miles Michaelis walking around with Sage video did really well on social media. People wanted to see that, and again, not really fire but smoke. So I think that probably played a part.
It was a cool picture, cool video. That guy that does is it Cardinals GIFs? He makes all the GIFs and the GIFs, whatever it's called. He made a really cool one of Miles with the smoke coming up.
The sage.
Yeah, the sage smoke.
Yeah. Nasty sage. Kid sounds just like David Freeze, Theodore Sandwiches. How you doing, buddy? Helsley is a dog. Aiden. What's that mean?
He's the man.
Okay. All right, yeah, okay.
The thing about
That can go either way.
Yeah, it could be a negative.
He's a dog.
Kiz
But he said it DAWG.
Yeah.
Kiz was like a hit first guy in the minors. He can hit. It's just, he's going through a bad stretch. I hope he gets out of it.
I hope he does too.
He's getting better defensively. He's got a really good arm.
Yeah.
I know the pitchers like the way he goes about it. I would not bring it up unless it were true. Pitchers appreciate the way he handles it and the way he's nonstop with the numbers. Like he has, even when he's not starting, like pitchers have told me the way Kiz prepares, he's ready to go. He's got all the information, all the numbers broken down.
And to be honest with you, it's probably affecting his offense, honestly. If you're working with a new technology and your first job is to get the pitchers on track and you're working with PitchCom and he said there's 1 million locations and you might have a starter with 5 pitches, I promise you, he would like to be spending maybe a little more time in the batting cage, but he's probably dealing with the catching and the defense with the pitchers just nonstop.
I wonder if that's affecting all the catchers in a way, trying to get their groove on when they're trying to, they're trying to hit and batting practice and they're doing all that stuff.
I mean, being a catcher is a tough job. They call the gear the tools of ignorance.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like Kiz is taking more foul balls off the face mask than any other catcher I've seen in a long time. How tough is it to bounce back from all of that? And does it have any? Oh man, here's a question for him. That's what I should have done.
Call him
Kyle.
back. Call him back.
Call him real quick. I got a question. Dang, I should have used that.
Kyle.
Why didn't I look?
Kyle,
at the
you know
text
the
line?
schedule, Kyle. Okay, you get the gift card. You know the schedule. Get your questions in early. You're better than this, Kyle. I expect this.
Damn.
From other people, but not you.
That would have been a great question to ask him.
Next week.
And I would have stole it.
All-Star break.
I would have been like, Kyle didn't text me that. I thought of this myself.
We actually probably shouldn't. We shouldn't bother him on All-Star break. Maybe he's having a little quick
let him do his
vacay.
thing. Yeah.
We'll see.
Was he going to? Do you think they leave?
He likes doing that.
I would though.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you leave for a nice little 3-4 day?
If it was
jaunt?
wintertime, I don't want to I wouldn't want to travel that much, because when you do leave for a little break like that, like you get home, sometimes the delay, you're gonna do this, and you're like, I only got 46 hours now. Now it's 40 hours. I'm stuck in this airport. I want to see my buddies, and you don't sleep for 2 days because you don't want the night to end. Nah. Sometimes you're better off staying home or staying there.
Or you drive.
I'm glad they're not doing it my way, because my way is to take the final series off before the All-Star break off, and then go away. So I don't think
going
players
to Wildwood. Jimmy's going to Wildwood.
This is a big series though. It's Reds. You got great giveaways like the hat and also the what is it? The mystery nickname jersey.
You like that hat, Nate?
Sure do.
Yeah. Sick.
The hat is called, just so you know, it's called the All Over Print Hat.
Yeah.
Brought to you by Brown and Crouppen.
Oh.